Have you ever looked at a woman and wondered, does she truly love me, or is she just passing through my life like a gentle breeze that never plans to stay? Most men never ask that question until it is too late. When the warmth fades. When the silence grows louder than the conversations. When the smile in her eyes begins to disappear. But if you knew how to read her soul, you would never have to wonder. Because there are things a woman will only do for the man she truly loves. These are not just romantic gestures or empty words. These are sacred acts. Rooted in loyalty, trust, and something deeper than physical attraction. They are the quiet confessions of her heart. The things she would never say aloud, but would show in the way she adjusts her world to fit you. Today, we uncover those truths. And if you are a man searching for clarity, you will find it here. But before we begin, I want to ask one small favor. If this message resonates with you, if you have ever questioned the depth of her love or the silence of your own heart, then please subscribe to Stoic Legacy. It helps us reach more men who are ready to understand love through the lens of wisdom, not confusion. Now, sit back and listen carefully. Because what you hear next might not only help you see her love. It might change the way you understand yourself. Sign number 1. She softens in your presence. There is something powerful about the way a woman transforms when she is around the man she truly loves. It is not loud. It is not obvious to the world. But if you are paying attention, you will notice it in the smallest things. Her tone gets quieter. Her movement slower. Her eyes more patient, like she is no longer trying to control the world, because being near you feels like the world already makes sense. She is no longer guarded. No longer trying to prove how strong she is. In your presence, she allows herself to be delicate, not because she is weak, but because she trusts that she is safe. You become the one place she does not have to wear armor. The chaos she holds back from the world does not need to be hidden from you. And that softness is not a lack of strength. It is the deepest form of strength. The kind that only love can give birth to. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When a woman thinks of you with warmth, respect, and trust, her entire being starts to reflect that. You will see it in the way she speaks your name. In the way she listens without interrupting. In the way she lets her guard down without needing a reason. A woman can like many men. She can admire strength, intelligence, ambition. But she only softens for the one she truly loves. It is not the kind of thing you can demand. You cannot ask for it. It is something you earn by being a man who carries himself with calm confidence and emotional safety. When she feels your steadiness, she lets go of the tension she holds inside. And she may not say the words out loud. But in her silence, in her stillness, in her sudden gentleness, she is telling you everything. Most men miss it. They are too focused on grand gestures, on declarations, on drama. But love, real love, shows up in quiet ways. In how she leans closer when you speak. In how her shoulders drop when you enter the room. In how her breath slows just from your presence. That softness is not something you see in every woman. But when you do, when you notice it, you must honor it. Because that softness is sacred. It means she feels safe with you. It means she is opening a part of herself the world never gets to see. And once you recognize it, never take it for granted. Because when a woman softens in your presence, she is not just loving you. She is handing you her soul in silence. Sign number 2. She gives you her time without being asked. When a woman truly loves you, she does not just say it with words. She says it with her hours, with her presence, with the space she makes in a life already full of demands. In a world where everyone is running, where attention is scattered, and time feels like the most precious currency, giving you her undivided presence is no small thing. It is love in motion. She does not give you what is left over. She gives you the first moments of her day, the last thoughts before sleep, the quiet minutes between meetings, the long walks where no words are needed, just the comfort of being near you. You do not have to beg her to show up. She simply does. Not because she has nothing better to do, but because in her heart, you are the better thing. Think about it. Who has willingly paused their day, shifted their plans, sacrificed comfort, just to be by your side? A woman in love rearranges her world so that you fit into it with ease. She cancels unnecessary outings. She remembers the small things you said in passing. She listens not with obligation, but with interest, like what you say matters even when it is trivial. She watches the movies you like, eats at the places you love, smiles during stories you have told before, just to feel closer to you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you." A woman in love understands this. She understands that time is fleeting, and still, she chooses to spend hers with you. And it is not always about quantity. It is about intention. The way she checks in on you when she is busy. The way she remembers a big day you mentioned weeks ago. The way she texts just to let you know she is thinking of you. That is not routine. That is not habit. That is love, quietly woven into the fabric of her life. Most men only realize what they had when it is gone. When she no longer shows up. When the calls stop. When the visits fade. But you must see it now. If a woman is giving you her time, she is giving you what she will never get back. She is giving you her life, in small doses, hoping you will treat it with the care it deserves. Do not let it slip by unnoticed. Because when she gives you her time without being asked, she is saying one thing with absolute clarity. You matter to her more than you will ever fully understand. Sign number 3. She respects you even when you fail. True love is not loud applause when you are winning. It is silent respect when you are losing. A woman who genuinely loves you does not vanish the moment the spotlight fades. She does not measure your worth by your victories. She sees the strength in your struggle, the bravery in your resilience, the man behind the mask of success. Respect, when stripped of all external symbols, is what remains when life gets hard. She looks at you and still sees the same man, even when the world sees someone who fell short. When the promotion does not come, when the dream crashes, when you doubt yourself, her voice stays calm. She does not remind you of your failure. She reminds you of who you are beyond it. She does not try to fix you. She chooses to believe in the parts of you even you have forgotten. Most men are used to love that disappears when things get hard. But when a woman truly loves you, her loyalty deepens when life darkens. She holds your hand not to guide you, but to walk with you. She listens, not to criticize, but to understand. She supports, not because she pities, but because she admires your fight. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." And when a woman holds on to you during your worst moments, she is living that wisdom. She does not lie to comfort you. She tells you the truth gently, with love. That you are still worthy. That your value is not tied to your paycheck or your achievements. That your strength is in your effort, not your outcome. Picture this. You've just faced a setback. You are uncertain, your confidence shaken. And she shows up, not with grand solutions, but with presence. She cooks a quiet meal. She leans her head on your shoulder. She says, "We'll figure it out." That "we" is everything. Because in that moment, your failure is not yours alone. It is shared. Not to burden her, but to remind you that you are not alone. A woman who respects you even in failure does not love a version of you. She loves the real you. The one who tries, stumbles, and still gets back up. And here's the truth most men overlook. If she is standing beside you when you have nothing, she is not waiting for your potential. She already sees it. She already believes. And if you are lucky enough to have her now, do not push her away in silence. Let her in. Because her respect is not conditional. It is earned, but once given, it stays. Not because she is blind to your flaws, but because she sees the beauty in your effort. That is the kind of respect that becomes the foundation of a love that endures. Sign number 4. She defends you in your absence. Have you ever wondered what she says about you when you are not in the room? When you are not around to hear the whispers, to correct the lies, to witness the jokes? That, my friend, is when the truth is revealed. Real loyalty, the kind that cuts through noise and masks, shows up in silence, in conversations you will never hear, in rooms you will never enter. A woman who truly loves you does not wait for your presence to protect your name. She guards your dignity like it is her own. She steps into the fire of gossip, into the pit of disrespect, and does not flinch. She does not let others rewrite your story while you are not there to hold the pen. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And when a woman knows the kind of man you are, when she believes in your integrity, she does not stay silent when others mock your journey. She does not fake a laugh when your name becomes a punchline. She speaks. She stands tall. She makes it clear that loyalty is not something she turns off like a switch when the crowd wants a show. Let me tell you this, if you have ever had a woman defend you without you asking for it, you already know what I mean. You remember the story. You remember the way she looked someone in the eye and said, "Do not talk about him like that." You remember the way her silence turned into strength, how her loyalty was not performative but instinctive. That is the kind of love that cannot be faked. She did not do it for applause. She did not do it for credit. She did it because her love for you was rooted in truth, not convenience. Because she understood something most people forget, that the way someone speaks about you when you are not around is the purest reflection of how they feel about you. Love is easy to claim when it is visible, when it is rewarded, when it is mutual. But to stand up for someone in their absence, to shield them from shame, to challenge the narratives crafted behind closed doors, that takes courage. That takes loyalty. That takes love. And you might have never even found out. Because she did not run to you afterward for praise. She kept it quiet. She did not need you to know she defended you, because her loyalty was not conditional on your reaction. It was part of who she was. And if you are lucky enough to have someone like that, someone who holds your reputation sacred, someone who challenges the ones who mock you behind your back, do not take her for granted. She is not just protecting your image. She is protecting the bond between you. She is building a shelter in your absence, a sanctuary of respect that most men will never experience. And if no one has ever defended you, if no one has ever taken your side when it was easier to stay quiet, then you know how rare this is. So ask yourself, who would speak up when you are not there? Who would silence the insult, stop the joke, challenge the lie? If a woman does that for you, then understand this, she is not just in love with you. She honors you. She protects your essence. She shields what you cannot shield yourself. That is more than love. That is devotion disguised in everyday silence. Do not ever let it slip by unnoticed. Sign number 5. She adjusts her life to fit yours. Have you ever noticed when a woman begins to subtly shift her life to walk beside you without ever making a fuss about it? It starts so quietly you might miss it at first. Her schedule changes. Her comfort zones stretch. She begins to align her day with yours, not because she is dependent, but because you have become someone worth the effort. She stays up a little later to hear about your day. She learns to enjoy what you love even if it was never her thing. She reroutes her routines just to catch a little more time with you. She does not talk about it. She does not expect applause. But her world starts shaping around yours like a river flowing toward a new ocean. This is not about losing herself. This is not sacrifice born out of pressure. This is choice born from love. She wants to be part of your life, so she bends the edges of hers to make space. That is not common. That is not casual. That is rare devotion. Marcus Aurelius once said that a man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. But let me add this. A woman's love is reflected in how effortlessly she adapts to build a bridge between your world and hers. She may still chase her dreams, protect her independence, and nurture her passions, but now you are part of her vision. She does not ask you to notice, yet every adjustment whispers that you matter. Think back. Was there ever a woman who changed the rhythm of her life just to be closer to you? Did she ever take a different route to work so she could spend 5 more minutes by your side? Did she give up a night out to sit in silence with you because you needed it? Did she ever consider a new job or move across cities to keep the bond alive? And most of all, did she ever do these things without keeping score? Because that is where the depth lies. Not in what she gives up, but in how silently and willingly she gives it. These adjustments are not for everyone. She would not do it for just anyone. She does it because in her heart she has already chosen you. She does it because your presence brings her more peace than the routines she used to cling to. She does it because she sees a future, and she is gently pulling you into it one small change at a time. That kind of love is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is patient. It is intentional. It is the kind of love that stays. So if you are lucky enough to see her making room in her life for you, do not dismiss it. Do not overlook it. Do not take it for granted. Because when a woman begins to shape her days, her habits, even her dreams with you in mind, she is not just telling you she loves you. She is showing you she is already building a life where you belong. Sign number 6. She forgives you not because you deserve it, but because she loves you. Have you ever stood before someone you hurt, heart pounding, throat dry, not knowing if they would stay or walk away forever? Have you seen in her eyes the pain you caused and still watched her choose to forgive you? That is not weakness. That is not naivety. That is love in its most courageous form. A woman who truly loves you will sometimes forgive not because you did everything right, but because her heart is big enough to see the man beneath the mistake. She does not forget the words you said when you were angry, the moments you were careless, or the times you failed to understand her silence. She remembers all of it. And yet, she still chooses to stay. That is not ordinary. That is sacred. There is a story of a man named Farhan, thoughtful but flawed, a man carrying the weight of his past, afraid to let love in too deep. He was never intentionally cruel, but he was careless with his words, distracted by his own wounds, and sometimes distant when she needed him most. And then there was Amira, the woman who saw through all that. One night, in a moment of anger, Farhan said something that pierced through her like a blade. The silence that followed was heavier than any scream. He expected her to walk out, to slam the door, to never look back. But she didn't. She stood there, tears in her eyes, voice trembling, and said, "That hurt me, but I know that's not who you are." In that moment, Farhan felt something deeper than guilt. He felt seen. Not just for what he had done, but for who he could be. That is what love does. It sees beyond the moment. Beyond the failure. It holds space for redemption. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Amira lived those words. She did not retaliate. She did not lash out. She did not seek to punish. Instead, she embraced grace, the kind of grace that can heal even the oldest wounds. Now think about your own life. Has a woman ever forgiven you in silence, not because you begged, but because she saw something in you worth waiting for? Has she ever stayed after the storm, when everything around her told her to go? Did she look at your flaws and still believe in your future? That is not convenience. That is not desperation. That is the rare strength of real love. It is easy to love someone at their best. But when a woman forgives you at your worst, when she lets go of the pain not to forget but to give both of you another chance, she is showing you the deepest kind of loyalty. She is saying, "I believe in who you are becoming." And that belief can change a man more than any guilt or punishment ever could. But here is the truth. If you are lucky enough to have her forgiveness, do not treat it like a reset button. Treat it like a gift. A sacred opportunity to rise, to grow, to become the kind of man who no longer hurts the one who stayed. Do not repeat the same patterns. Do not use her grace as a crutch. Become the man her forgiveness imagined. Because when a woman truly forgives, she is not erasing the past, she is betting on your future. And if you break that trust again, you are not just losing her, you are losing the rarest kind of love this world has to offer. So remember, forgiveness is not a free pass. It is an invitation to transform. And if she has ever looked at you through her tears and still whispered, "I choose you," do not make her regret it. Make her proud. When a woman truly loves you, her actions speak in silence. She softens in your presence, she sacrifices her time, she respects your lowest moments, and she protects your name when you're not around. She adjusts her life to fit yours without losing herself, and when you falter, she forgives you not because you are perfect, but because her love is powerful enough to carry the weight of your flaws. In a world where everything moves fast and most relationships crumble at the first sign of discomfort, her consistency is rare. If you've seen even one of these signs in your life, then brother, don't wait for a louder signal. Reflect on it, honor it, and give her the kind of grounded presence a Stoic man was born to give. And if this message stirred something inside you, I invite you to subscribe to Stoic Legacy. It's the only favor I ask in return. Help this message reach more men who are seeking wisdom in love and life. Drop a comment below and tell me what sign hit you the hardest, and as always, stay stoic and build your Stoic legacy.